What's going on, everyone? This is your boy AshTheMan, and welcome to the channel. I appreciate you guys stopping by, and we're going to be talking about Sword Art Online World of the Underworld, episode 17, and it is called The Prince of Hell. Now, before we go ahead and get started, I just want to give a shout out to all my subscribers. Definitely appreciate it. And shout out to the new visitors too. If you're here for the first time, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification button, leave a comment below, and definitely appreciate that. So let's go ahead and definitely jump into this. Now, the Prince of Hell episode, man, this episode was, man, really intense. And what I mean intense, we got so much going on here that, like, man, you can't but be happy for it. I mean, I don't see how you couldn't. I mean, it is a what the F part in there, but still entertaining. So I'll definitely jump into this. So Prince of Hell is evolving around Viasco, which he is like the lieutenant to this U.S. troop person, and apparently he's like the lead person in Coffin. And where I say apparently is because I don't just believe he's the absolute leader. I think he's one of the top people, one of the founders, but I just don't believe he's like the guy to be in charge of Coffin, if you understand me. Now, well, just to get started, we know that the last episode, he pretty much had AshTheMan submit because at this point, the army just was overwhelming for him. Even though that they had lower equipment, it was just the sheer numbers were just overwhelming them. Like, as much as AshTheMan was using their ability, she had people joining in. They had so many factions that's coming from that Elf World game to come in here. They still was at odds, and it was showing. They was getting decimated. Holy shit. But we got a chance to see that one of the original players from the Blood Orph guild that was in SAO pretty much joined in to try to fight the Prince of Hell. And unfortunately, he came up short, and I don't understand like what was the point of him appearing. The fight scene was awesome. Like, he come in doing some cool moves. He got buff. You seen a little song, so he got a little like thing going on here. You're like, okay, this is kind of cool, but no purpose. It was no purpose because my man's in the. For one, he got his tail handed to him. I mean, he did some type of hits, but he got his hand tipped for him. He got his arms cut off. You know, he was in the blood. He got an axe to his back. He did bite him, and he did give him a cut on his cheek, but no purpose. But still fun to see though. But then we change our, attention towards Shihan and Lefa, which is Kirito's little sister. And of course, if you know, Shihan is from the whole gun guild, she all facing, the Dark King. He and his, gun guild, a tier now. And Lefa is still helping, the orc / pigs fighting the other armies also. Now, she now pretty much, you see, she got her leg sniped off, her other leg sniped off, and when the final blow almost got done to her, she got saved by the little pendant she has, and then she was able to give him a devastating blow, but then he just said fucking and just moved on. It was funny. I actually thought that part was very funny. He didn't say nothing. He just wasn't shocked that she did that much damage, but he just moved on. Now, I don't know what is going to be her take of going forward. Or is she going to return to AshTheMan's side? Because she definitely got some damage. Now, we turn our attention to Lefa because, man, she had like a really moment to really transition things, and it was very interesting because she's still fighting off the army, and she there by herself. Like, I mean, she got the pig horses there, but it doesn't seem like she's getting that kind of assistance that AshTheMan is gonna be getting. But however, she is holding her own. Now, she did take damage, but with her regeneration ability, she is able to recover herself. But however, she did explain it takes a toll on her. Like, you seen her get cut, you see her arm get cut off. She even got a spear through the eye. Oh my god, that scene was just like so fucking brutal because like you seen it in the shadows, and then they had a close-up with it, and yo, that was deep. And honestly, if you ask me, it's one of the most bloodiest episodes we ever seen for Sword Art, even though it's virtual. But with the arms getting cut off and everything, like, man, it is crazy. I think Alicization World of the Underworld really stands out as being like my favorite out of the Sword Art series, because this arc really does add in a lot of elements into it that really makes it engaging and really heightens the story. So definitely stands out. Now, again, title of this episode called Prince of Hell. They actually did a little backstory on Viasco of, like, you know, things that happened in his past. You got to see when he was younger, how his mom pretty much kind of like really disowned him, really like calling him, you know, devil spawn and everything. His father reached out to him, you know, made him a proposition that he would continue helping his mother if he didn't donate a kidney to help save his actual son, to save his half-brother, in which he grew a hatred towards Japanese people because of that. And that's very crazy, because like, in like, you know, seeing the past and seeing that how SAO was trapping people in the mines and everything, he stole one out of the factory to be it, end up going home, putting one in just to join the game, just to PK people, especially Japanese accounts. He does not like Japanese. He's a racist. Just gonna call it out there. So we really got to understand about that. But another thing that stands out is that the whole thing with Kirito, he really wants Kirito to come back, because I guess Kirito kind of like stands out as like the hero. They're on this, you know, pretty much that guy. But here Kirito is still a vegetable right now. So he's thinking that like if he kind of like keep on taunting him, keep on provoking, that he eventually will come back. So, and initially in the real world, their plan is actually able to, you know, be achieved, because the guy that was holding my man's at gunpoint ended up getting knocked off due to a distraction, in which he was able to use the system, kind of like using Asuna, Shino, and Lefa to kind of like draw in a flux lights to being able to recreate Kirito, you know, conscious due to that, to bring him back. So we can expect that in the next like few episodes, or probably the next two, maybe one, that we're going to see Kirito making a grand appearance, so that they can definitely get an edge on this. It's really standing in there that they really need him, because at this point they suffer some losses, and not everybody is up to par right now. So we definitely need more than need some assistance, some real good assistance. So yeah, but overall, I really enjoyed this episode. It really stand out to really like how dynamic it was and the things that they chose to do. Again, the only drawback is that Yuna and the character from the Blood Oath made their appearance. Really, that did jack shit for them, and I'm just stating facts. It literally did not help them. It didn't assist with them. It didn't do nothing. It didn't help Kirito. It didn't help the army. It pretty much just seen a good fight to just see that it lasts. And unfortunately, if it was a purpose for it, maybe they're gonna explain it in the future episodes. But as right now, his place there was unwanted. So again, thank you guys for definitely tuning in to this review. Don't forget, for all you newcomers, subscribe to the channel. You know, hit me up in the comments. Let me know what you guys thought about it. And don't forget to share the video on social media. Definitely appreciate it. Other than that, AshTheMan is out. Peace.